Well, hi everybody, it's Elizabeth Hagen, and this is our Speaking to Get Clients chat. And so glad you're here on the last day of 2015. And don't we say every day at this time, oh my goodness, where did the year go, right? And so that's one reason that I decided to do these chats this week, is to give you some systems, tools, motivation, momentum to really start off the new year awesome. All right, and this is one of, well, they're all my favorite topics, but this is one of my favorite ones because it really made my business where I am today and along the way, and that is learning to speak to get clients. So we're going to cover that today. And just like other chats, I will show you the various challenges that came in around speaking, the fear of speaking, putting together a presentation, how to get clients from it, and so forth. And so we have a very short 30 minutes. So I'm just going to give you kind of some highlights, but there is so much more. I've done whole all-day seminars on this, and it's a fascinating topic, and hopefully you will get my passion as I go through it with you. But I want to share how I even got started. I started my business in 2000 as a professional organizer, and that first year was really slow because in my own life, getting organized just changed my life because I was not born organized. And I assumed that when I put up my shingle, so to speak, and declare I'm an organizer, really I thought that my phone would ring off the hook. It never occurred to me that I would have to sell to get clients. Never occurred to me. So about a year in, I wasn't going very well, and I was talking to my friend Renee Smith. This is a picture of us a million years ago. And she owned a spa and exercise studio, and she goes, Elizabeth, you need to give workshops, share your expertise. People know they can't do it themselves, and they will hire you. And I said, well, that's great, Renee, except for one incy-bincy little detail. I'm terrified of speaking. And I shared the story in high school about speech class and how I was ridiculed and, the whole wah, wah, wah story. And she just looked at me the whole time and smiled. And when I got done telling my story, she said the words that changed my life forever. And she said, but Elizabeth, you don't understand. I believe in you. I believe in you. And those words got me to start giving some workshops, and it was amazing. Started getting clients, started getting more speaking, eventually started charging for my speaking, and it really changed my life. Renee's the reason. Unfortunately, about 7 months or so after she started helping me give workshops, she got leukemia, and within about 5 months or so, God took her home. So that's why I have my angels around her on my desk where I can see her every day and never forget that she started me on the path. And she's one of the reasons that I am here talking to you today. So you can all thank her also. But it's really important. Well, when you think about speaking, and if you have the fear like I did, we make it all about ourselves. I'm afraid. Will people like my topic? Will I get clients? It's I kind of thing. And it's very important that you take yourself out of the equation and make it about the people that you're going to be speaking to and helping them. Really helping them because they feel like they're out of order. And in my opinion, no matter what you speak on, you offer hope. And to me, hope stands for helping other people excel. And that's what it's all about. I don't care what you speak on, you help other people excel. And when you help others excel, what happens to you? You excel, and it becomes pretty awesome. So I'm going to give you some steps in putting together your speaking movement, so to speak, to speak and get clients. But you're going to find along the way, because I started out speaking for free, so I've got no issues with speaking for free. I now get paid big bucks. I just got one of the biggest gigs of my life. And they're paying me in full in January, so that's pretty exciting for an October presentation. But I still speak for free to the right audiences and so forth. So I forgot my point with that. But we're going to start giving you some steps here. And the step number one is to draft your topic. You may say, well, what can I speak on? Well, I have a lot of organizers in my database, and or whether you're an organizer or not, I want you to think about what do you do with your clients. And organizers, of course, help people with their filing, with their paper issues, their stress, perhaps their closet. If you're a techie person, you can help them with their computer and syncing the phone and so forth. And maybe you really like to talk about, the kitchen and menu planning and so forth. I mean, there's just there's no limit to what you can talk about. Just think of the questions that your clients ask you, and you speak on those topics. So I'll take a second and kind of jot down a few of those. But also, I want you to start having the mindset of looking through life through eyes of a speaker, and start jotting down stories from your clients, your kids, friends, you name it. Just start collecting them. Don't worry about the point that the story is going to make. Don't worry about that. Just start collecting stories, funny things that happen, and start collecting them. You may wonder, well, where should I keep those? Well, you might have a great system, but I've discovered that Evernote is an awesome tool. It's you have the free version. You don't need the paid version. Evernote.com. What you do is you make various notebooks in there. And this is, I made a speaking ideas notebook, and just some of the examples of things that I found that I clipped into my Evernote. I'll give you an example. I was driving, so I spoke in Houston and taking the shuttle back to the airport, and I was driving along the interstate there, or whatever. I looked up and I see a big billboard. It's a Wells Fargo billboard, and it said, "Seize your someday." Seize your someday. And so I jotted that down, and that could be a title, or you could talk about that in a topic, because people are always saying, someday I'll get organized, someday I'll grow my business, someday I'll be a better wife, mom, whatever. Well, there is no someday. It's Sunday through Saturday, and there's not a someday in there. So just keep track of everything that you see and hear, and you can use it later in your presentation. Then as soon as you find your topic, you want a title, and a really easy template. And this is from the book Speak and Grow Rich, which I would highly recommend that you get, by Dottie and Lily Walters. Their template they give is how to blank so you can blank, how to organize your office so you can get more done, how to organize your kitchen so you actually eat meals at home, how to set goals so you have a great 2016. I mean, it's a very easy template. And then if you're a little more creative than I am, you can expound on that. And here's a great example. Audrey Thomas is a productivity expert in Minneapolis. And she is now a speaker, but back when she used to organize, one day she went into a client's kitchen, and she said, well, where's all the paper going to go through? And the gal kept all her mail and paper in the oven. And then her title, I forget what it is exactly, but something like keep your mail out of the oven, So it's kind of fun to play around with titles and so forth. Okay, so that was step one, draft your topic. And step two then is design your presentation. Design your presentation. And I'm a huge fan of mind mapping. This is a mind map. This is a tool I used to use called MindJet. I now have moved to the tool I have there, imindmap.com. But what you do is in the middle, you draw a circle, and you have your, so I can figure this out here a second. Pen, okay, and you have your title, which organize goals, and then you decide on what are the 3 main points you want your audience to walk away with. And in this goal presentation, I want to make sure people realize that if it's going to be, it's up to them, take responsibility. I want them to face their fears, okay, and then get a different color here. Well, I don't know how to do that. And then I have the 7, I think, steps on setting goals. Excuse me for the mess there. But I have 3 main points, and then from there I've got subpoints, stories, activities, and you plop it all down onto a piece of paper. and then you worry about the opening and the closing in a bit, which I will talk about in a minute. But I thought it would be fun to do one right here with you. And so I'm going to change my screen to my iMind map right here. And so I would like someone to volunteer for me to work with them on a presentation. So who would like to work with me? The response is overwhelming. Leah?
I will.
Well, who's this?
Well, this is Laurie Mattingly. I just got in on the phone because I can't get it to load on the computer.
Oh, shoot.
So
you can't see.
I know, that was my only thing, but nobody else said anything, so I jumped in. I'm still trying to load it on the computer.
Okay, and you said your name is Lonnie?
Laurie, L-A-U-R-I-E,
Laurie.
Mattingly.
Okay, Laurie, we'll work with you, and then in the recording, you can see this later, okay? But what is your idea for a topic to speak on?
Well, I really didn't have one in my head, but I really loved what you just said about someday.
Okay.
There's no someday, so the topic could be time management, or setting goals, or anything about when is your someday.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to put time management slash someday for the title, and then you can play with that, okay?
Okay.
So as we think about time management and people always putting things off and that they need to set goals and grab their life now and so forth, and you think of this audience you're going to be speaking to, what are 3 main points you'd like them to walk away from? And don't worry about any certain order or anything, but what are 3 main points?
Procrastination is never going to work.
Yep.
Just do it comes to mind.
Yep.
And then how to make sure when is your when?
Okay. So you can,
oh yay! I finally got it to load. I can see the computer now.
Oh, sweet. So you can see how easy this is. Okay.
Right.
And then later on, you'll come up with an opening, okay, and a closing. Hope you guys can see how easy this is. This is a really fun one to use. And then you can kind of move these around. If you want them in a certain order, you can put this one here and this one over here. It doesn't really matter, okay? And then let's say procrastination. What might be something that you teach on procrastination, Laurie? Some tool or...
You'll never do, well, perfectionism equals procrastination. You'll never finish what you don't start.
Okay, so I just put down...
Actually, that might go better and just do it.
Well, exactly. So we'll just stop right here for now, Laurie, and thank you for volunteering. But you can see how, as she talked, she thought, oh, maybe perfectionism would be better under the just do it. Okay, then we would take this little branch here, and we would cut it, and we would take it over here, and we'd paste it, and there it is over there. And so you just kind of play around. And you can do this on a piece of paper, no problem. I just like the colors and so forth. So let me go back now to my speak for clients. Back here, start the slideshow again. So let me just X out of there.
Hey, Elizabeth, this is Kimberly.
Yes.
And I have a, I'm sure you're going to talk about this, but I'd like to know if you're going to talk about like how to get people to do like a call to action.
Yes, I'll stop you right there. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the question.
That kind of seems that call to action seems to fit with the when is your when.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to decide. You can't just keep I mean, personally, I'm struggling with thinking about all the things I'm going to do and not doing them.
Yes.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so you will see then a completed mind map here has the various subpoints and so forth, but that really is how easy it is to do. And then I have this printed out, and I speak from mind maps. And what's cool about a mind map is if you have less time than what they said, you cut out a point, or you don't do a story. Or if you are given more time than you thought, you add a couple activities. Whereas if you speak from a PowerPoint, and nothing against PowerPoint, but you're kind of tied to your slides, okay? All right, and then what I like to do is use my formula, what I call the PEST formula. You have a point, and you educate about the point, like on Lori's procrastination. I want her to tell a story, okay, about maybe when she procrastinated or a client did, and that's going to transform the audience's life. So make sure, very important, that each point you include a story. Stories sell. And the more stories you tell about working with your clients, it's going to get across to the audience, oh, not only does she speak about this, she helps people with this, okay? Now, as far as an opening, I use a great Martha Stewart opening when I do an organizing talk. I don't make fun of her, but I kind of do. And then I like to use humor in opening. You can open with a story. You can open with a quote. But you'll figure out your opening after you put the presentation together. But never, ever, ever, ever start by saying, oh, I'm so sorry that I'm a little bit late, or boy, the weather is sure bad. This makes it all about you. You want to start with a bang. Okay, you want that first 90 seconds to capture them and get them involved. Okay, and then as far as a closing, be sure and close on an up note. Okay, not on a negative story or something very too sad. You can tie your closing into your opening. Some people will start with a story. They'll stop the story. They'll have their presentation, and then they'll close with the end of that story. That's a really fun way to do it. Of course, like I said, you can use a story, or you can end or start with a quote. So there's lots of different ways to do that. Perhaps you start, for example, with me, if you do use PowerPoint, you can start with this. These are four of my kids back when they were little. And then I want to give my presentation, then close with this picture of my kids all grown up. So lots of fun things you can do with an opening and a closing. But very important, whether you're a handout person or not, have a handout that they can write things down. And one reason is you want to have your contact info on each page of the handout, okay? And so they may forget about you later on, but they dig up this handout and they're piles of clutter, and they go, oh, that's right, she spoke on this, boy, I really need her, bam, here's your contact information. Okay, step 3 is now you get to deliver the presentation, and believe it or not, this is the fun part. This may be the scary part for a lot of people, but really the hard work is done. And a quote that really helped me as I was starting out and had fear for many years was Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do that thing which you think you cannot do. I want you out of your comfort zone. Really, your comfort zone is your discomfort zone. If you were so comfy in there, you wouldn't be wanting to get out of it, okay? And I just can't tell you what overcoming this fear has done in my life and many of my clients' lives. Here are some tips for being a really good speaker. I want you to come early and stay late. Come early, stay late. Smile. You're having a conversation with people, okay? You may be speaking to 5 people, 50, 500, 5,000, whatever. You're still conversing with people. By the way, this is not called a podium. This is called a lectern. The podium is a stage you're standing on. Never, ever, ever stand behind the lectern. You are putting a barrier between you and your audience, okay? So you can have some notes there, but stand to the side and visualize success. You're going to be awesome. Will you ever give a perfect presentation? No, I never have. I always mess up in some form or fashion. But really, the more real you are the better. I mean, my biggest audience was almost 1,000 people, and I started my keynote, and 90 seconds in, I forgot everything. I forgot everything. And I stood there and I said, oh dear, I forgot what I was going to say, which is like the wrong thing you're supposed to never ever say. But while I was saying that, the thought came into my head, then to keep going, you know. And I went back to my hotel room and I was just crying to my husband. He goes, Elizabeth, have you ever heard a perfect speech? I said, no. He goes, you're never going to give one, you know, get over it. He's really good for me. But here, yes, the point is to help others. But now let's talk about ourselves, okay? Here is the golden nugget, ladies and gentlemen. You, especially speaking for free or fee, but for sure for free, is you want to collect their contact information. Okay, yes, give a great presentation. You want to collect their information and in a certain way. And I have a very specific way. And I'm going to show you two what I call feedback forms. You ask for their information on the top, and believe it or not, a lot more than them will give you their phone and address also, okay? And then you ask them when you're done, what's the specific action you're going to take from this presentation in the next 3 days? And they write that down. And so what will you do in 3 days with this information? What are you going to do?
Call them and follow up.
Yes, who was that?
Gretchen.
Yes, you win the prize. There's no prize, Gretchen, but there was, you win it. Because now you have a reason to call, okay? Because they're probably not going to hire you on the spot. I'm going to show you a way that they might, okay? But don't base results on that, okay? People can't make decisions that quickly. You're going to follow up with them. Then you're going to offer them your newsletter, other various things, and then any other comments there. This is an example of a one-page one. And if you hang in there with me and sign up for my Set Yourself Free in 2016 6-week program, I'm going to be giving you templates for this, okay? But here's another one. This is a two-pager, a little bit more fun, where I showed them the free ebook they're going to get. And then I want to offer them a complimentary phone call. And then the second page is where I ask about their action they're going to take. Do they have a speaking lead for me? And then their information, okay? So you want to really get their information and then follow up. And that's where you're going to get really good clients. Yes, a few of them might buy you on the spot, but it's pretty rare. And you may ask, well, what do I give them, you know, for their, because you want to give them something free to get their information. You want to write an ebook. And an ebook can simply be a one-sheet top 10 tips to clean out your closet. Top 10 tips for great goal setting. It can be as easy as that. But if you have a newsletter, this one on the left, this Growing Your Business with Confidence, Simple Strategies You Can Do Now, that was actually a compilation of 12 of my favorite articles from my newsletters, okay? And this 10 Fearless Lessons once I wrote on the beach in San Diego. So it's not hard to do. You probably have the content already. And then getting to step number 4, I call this dignified selling. If you want to sell from the stage, which is fine, you want to have some kind of special offer. And for your organizers, maybe it's a special 4 hours for the price of 3 organizing package. You might want to have a flyer, show a chaos to peace, a picture, and have the information there. They come up and then they can pay you afterwards. That's awesome. I now don't do organizing, personal organizing, but I have a lot of products to sell. You can have a product table. This is actually my daughter Emily helped me one time, and I have a command center there. And then also you have an order form you can sell from stage. So lots of different ways, but you want to give 99% content and just a little bit about the selling or how you can follow up with them, and you're going to have awesome results. Awesome results. You may say, well, how can I put together products? Well, one thing, start recording your presentations, and then get them on a CD or maybe onto a flash drive. You can start, if you're a paper person, get a little box and have index cards. Start writing down tips for things and turn those into a tip booklet. It's really not hard at all. And then step 5 is dress to present. you want to dress a step, a notch above the audience, okay? But I do want to show you a mistake I made. Okay, so I wear this silk blouse and this pencil skirt. And I thought I was all that in a bag of chips. I did not realize the static on this silk blouse. And so it kind of accentuated my chest when I spoke. So maybe try out your outfit before you speak, okay? And then develop your speaking business. You've got the topic, you've practiced, okay? And people always say, well, where do I speak? Oh, my dears, there's a plethora of places. If you're a faith-based person, you know, churches, school functions, the junior leagues, civic organizations like Kiwanis, Rotary, Lions, business and professional women. You want to speak where your target audience is. And I spoke about that in the marketing chat yesterday, where I said, put together the profile of your right fit client. If you do that work, then you Google online where they are, what groups they belong to, and you get in front of these people. And it's like fishing for trout in a trout pond, because they are sitting right there. And you simply make a phone call. And here's the script. My name is Elizabeth Hagen. I speak on growing your business. Would that be a topic your group would be interested in? My name is Mary Smith. I speak on setting goals for the new year. Would that be a topic your group would be interested in? That is really it. Yes, you can do send an email, but there's more bang for the buck with a phone call. And you're going to get one of three answers. Yes, sounds great. Are you free next week or next month? Yes, sounds great. Our calendar is full. And you say, that's fine. When should I call back? Or no, that really isn't a fit for our group. Well, thank you very much. Do you belong to another group it might be a fit for? And trust me, they do. They do. You want to ask some questions once they say, yes, it is a good fit, as far as the number of people in the audience, where is the location, what is their vision for what they want the audience to walk away from, is there a budget? I mean, lots of various questions to ask. But in closing, and of course I'm going to stay on for questions also, but this is me speaking in a National Association of Professional Organizers National Convention in San Diego. I was put in the biggest room, and I spoke on Meet Me in the Kitchen, because now I love being there. It was on kitchen organization. Then I would step out of the topic and also give speaking tips. And I had so much fun. And ladies and gentlemen, I never would have had that fun if I had not had Renee believe in me and taken those steps to get out and speak to 5 people, 10 people, 15 people. And I want to tell you that I believe in you. I work with enough people to know that I can get you where you want to go with your speaking. It really is so much fun. And I went from being painfully shy, terrified of being in front, to now when I'm in a group of people, I want to be on the stage. I mean, it's really quite a miracle. And so let me just take a minute or two to tell you how I can help you further in the new year. Put together my new program, Set Yourself Free in 2016 Experience. It's going to be 6 weeks from January 4 to February 12. We've got a theme for each week. First week is money. Second week is focus. Third week, marketing. Fourth week, speaking to get clients. Fifth week, confidence. And sixth week will be a wrap-up. And we will get really into more of the nitty-gritty of each of these, because I want to be your business mom. That is what I am best at. And you get a private Facebook group where we can have a lot of support and accountability, and I'll have questions I'll be asking each week and so forth. There'll be 4 webinar chats like this where we're going to be learning from me. And like I said, there is the Facebook group. You'll be getting my different forms and templates to help you track your money, your projects, really work on your marketing plan, more ideas for speaking, and of course, in all that, really grow your confidence. And so here is the link for that. It is $147 as of today. On January 2, it goes to $197. So, but in the follow-up email with the recording, I will send this link also again. And I just want you to know that, I mean, there's no better day than today to start. I'm sure Lori would agree with her talk on the someday thing, okay? Don't wish a year from now you had started now, okay? Because really, now is your time.